All right, so we've got the Australian Institute of Criminology gathered data on the number of deaths per 100,000 people due to firearms during the period from 1983 to 1997. The data in the table, graph a time series plot of the data, and state any findings that you can from the graph. Okay, so I've got my X list as my time, and my Y list is my death rate due to firearms per 100,000 people. So we're going to go to stat plot. We're going to do a scatter graph. So for time series, list 1 and list 2, X list, Y list, and I'm just going to zoom stat. So we're going to go to zoom and go down here to zoom number 9. It should automatically size the window for me to something reasonable. And so we take a look at the data. So it's got some interesting little trends to it, but in general, what do we see? So as time passes, we've got a fairly strong negative trend in the rate. I'm going to adjust the window a little bit. Let's see. Let's go from 1983. Let's go from 1980 up to the year 2000. Let's go by ones. And the Y-min, let's go to 2. And the Y-max, let's go to 5. And let's go by ones. See what that looks like. Yeah, didn't change things too much. So what do we see? We see a very strong negative trend. And in fact, if you want to accentuate it, we can go stat, calc, lin reg, and then list 1, list 2, and we can go vars, yvars, function, y1, so that we can see the strength of the association. So we've got a negative correlation. We've got a very strong, remember, the stronger it is, the closer the R value is to +1 or -1. And this R value is very close to -1. And in fact, if we graph it, we'll get a better idea of what it looks like. Vars, yvars, function, y1. And graph. And so there's the trend line. Now remember, on your quiz, you didn't have to put the trend line, but it's not a bad idea. Just get in the habit of doing that so you can see what's going on. And so what do we have? A very strong negative association between time and the deaths due to firearms. Their firearm rate is dropping fairly strongly, fairly quickly. And there you go.